Çok hasta Rasenmäher gewesen.
Bei uns kannst du nichts tun.
Der kleine.
Fora um, tá? Faz esse em cima. Olha o único na porta. Vou tirar ela.
Mega Machines channel, good morning. Fourth day of Bauma 2022. Today with us is Thomas Jordan. Thomas Jordan is the product manager of Komatsu here in Germany on hydraulic excavators. Thank you very much, Thomas, for hosting us to your fantastic place. I was working here for 3 days. I knew the reason, I imagined the reason, now I am here for the reason.
Happy to have you here.
What are we going to see today?
Yeah, first and foremost, welcome to our PC4000. So we are actually here at the Komatsu mining booth at Bauma 2022, and you're standing in front of the PC4000-11 electric machine. So it's one of our offerings that we do in the hydraulic excavator area for mining equipment. We as Komatsu Germany are producing this machine as one part of our product portfolio, PC3000 up to PC8000, completely in Germany actually.
That's perfect. Can you say us some specifications before we go up?
Yeah, let me maybe start with the bucket actually. So you're standing in front of a 22 cubic meter face shovel bucket. So actually in terms of specification, we have different product offerings. This is now the face shovel, obviously. We also have all of our machines available in backhoe configuration. And the most important and interesting thing is actually this machine allows you zero emission loading because we have a fully electrified powertrain here. That means an electric motor which is powering this machine and all its functionalities.
Okay, some words about the footprint emission, the horsepower of the engine, specifications like this.
Yeah, so actually we have a rated power of around about 1,800 horsepower here. And what's also very interesting to know about the machine, it's fully electrical, as I said. So that is one good thing in terms of carbon footprint reduction. So it allows you with a green energy mix in your mine site to do zero emission loading in the end.
That's very interesting. So guys, I can't wait to go up to see the operator seat and let Thomas describe whatever remains for that big machine.
Happy to guide you around.
Getragen. Wir haben hier richtig viel Power am Start, 7200 Volt. Wenn Sie nachher mal Zeit und Lust haben, schauen Sie sich gerne mal das Stromkabel auf der anderen Seite an. Das ist schon ganz schön beeindruckend.
We are at the back of the machine. Thomas,
We have a fully electrified equipment here. That means somehow it needs to be powered, right? So we have a cable drum, which is actually having the cable on it, which is then plugged in into a substation right at the mine site or here at our frequency converter on the show. That means all electricity is coming through the cable to the machine to allow you then to operate the machine actually with energy.
so the operator can control this cable from his seat, right?
Actually, you don't need. It's a fully automated cable drum. So depending on the tension that you have on the cable, it will of course roll out or roll in. So that means you do not need to take care as an operator. And especially when you move backwards, there is a certain risk that you can run over the cable. But because of the tension control that we are having here, it allows you to smoothen it and allows you to prevent this kind of issue so that you have really good flexibility.
So less problems in the operator's mind.
Exactly. Fully
Making
automated.
operator's life easiest.
Exactly. As we walk now upstairs, you see one of the key safety features that we have with our Dash 11 technology, a completely 45-degree access ladder. So please go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Up to the cabin level, you really have 45 degrees, so very comfortable to access and egress the machine. And when you take a look to the right-hand side, you will have a look into our engine, or in this way, motor compartment, seeing our electrified engine with the rated capacity of 1,800 horsepower.
Okay, Thomas, after you.
Okay. Now, as we walk upstairs, another safety feature that we have is our full rigid emergency egress system. That's also part of our idea. In case of any issue, you have 3 egress possibilities. You can use either the access ladder, or you have on the left hand and right hand side of the machine the possibility to egress the machine in case of any emergency. And let me maybe guide you into our cabin, because that's probably one of the most interesting parts where I can describe certain features of the machine.
Can I sit up here?
Yeah, please take a seat at the trainer seat.
Thank you very much.
So one of the things that you see here inside the cabin is this screen. It's one of our safety features that we are offering. It's the so-called ComVision 360 degrees bird's eye view. So you can see it's a camera system. We have all around the machine cameras installed, which give you this bird's eye view. And now, as this is a touch screen, you have the possibility to select single cameras to get in the bottom area some further picture, some further images that will guide the operator, for instance, especially on his blind side, that he knows what is going on in that area of his view.
So a VIP room of a rich hotel waits you up to the machine, right?
Exactly. Fully understand, Nikolaus. One more point that you see on the machine is here down there, our Comtrax Plus system. It's actually capturing all relevant information that are required for the operator for operation and maintenance information.
Does we have something like a media player for the operator to use his mobile phone or something like this?
Absolutely. Operator comfort is for us a very important thing. We have different offerings when it comes to the operator seat, but also for his, let's say, entertainment system, so that he feels comfortable, that he feels a little bit like being back at home and having fun while doing the job.
That's perfect.
There are some more features, so the machine is actually prepared for that. You see some harnesses on the right hand and on the left hand side. They are actually on the left hand side, for instance, for our so-called Argus payload meter system. So this is displaying you the payload of each and every bucket in real time. So the operator understands what kind of payload he has in the bucket. He gets a feedback of how much he already filled into the whole truck. So especially doing the last pass, he knows how much remaining payload he can bring into the truck itself.
He gets all the information he wants in order to operate.
Exactly, and the most important thing, in real time, that he can accordingly react to that.
It's a little bit cold here. What can we do for this?
Yeah, so glad that you mentioned that. In the end, no matter where our machines are located, If you're located in Arctic conditions, if you're located somewhere in the jungle where it's very hot, we have offerings with the cabin. That means either having an air conditioned system to have a very comfortable temperature that way, or cabin heaters to keep you also warm during winter time. I mean, we have machines operating in Arctic conditions down to -40, sometimes even -50 degrees Celsius.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have my breakfast now. So that's all for today. Thank you, Thomas, very much.
Thank you very much.
You are
Glad to
very
have you
kind.
here.
You are really a pro. Thank you very much. Wish you to meet you in the next Bauma.
Was a big pleasure. Was a big pleasure.
2025. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Die beiden hier perfekten Einsatz. Wenn Peter wollte, dann könnte er das Gewicht von bis zu 312 Waschmaschinen in eine Schaufelladung packen und dann einfach die Kabine nach hinten gekippt und kann jetzt ganz einfach in 32 Metern Höhe arbeiten. Alles ganz genau beobachten. Wenn Sie möchten, hätten Sie gerne ein Foto von sich machen, direkt hier in der Schaufel zu reduzieren. Und in dieser Höhe kann unser Peter also problemlos arbeiten und seine Arbeit verrichten. Vielen Dank, Peter.
Happy Birthday, lieber Gerhard. Dieser R 9300 wird von einem Verbrennungsmotor angetrieben. Aber er hat auch mehrere Liebherr Power Efficiency Lösungen serienmäßig eingebaut, um den Kraftstoffverbrauch drastisch zu reduzieren. Wir sprechen hier von einer Kraftstoffreduzierung von 15% gegenüber dem vorherigen Modell mit einer gleichzeitigen erhöhten Produktivität. Und konfiguriert werden können die Tier 4 und die Elektroversion. Und für die Zukunft sind noch viele weitere Varianten. Das ist natürlich auch wieder sehr beeindruckend, wenn ein Kramer so ein bisschen ausholt. einen gigantischen High-Five sozusagen. Aber lassen Sie mich an dieser Stelle mal über die wesentlichen Parameter des R9300 sprechen. Der Tief- und Frontlöffel dieses neuen 250-Tonnen-Baggers hat in der Heavy-Duty-Version ein Fassungsvermögen von 16,5 Kubikmeter und ist mit dem Liebherr Zahnsystem ausgestattet. Serienmäßig sind effizienzsteigernde Systeme wie die Liebherr Power Efficiency Lösungen und die halbautomatische Löffelbefüllung eingebaut. Im Jahr 2024 wird er den R9250 ersetzen und somit zum neuen Flaggschiff der 250-Tonnen-Klasse. Also in kurz, der R9300 bietet Topleistung mit schnellsten Zykluszeiten, erhöhte Löffelkapazität und geringer Kraftstoffverbrauch und ein neuer Maßstab für die Gewinnung mit niedrigsten Kosten pro Tonne. Aber schauen wir uns das mal am besten selbst hier in Aktion an. Ich denke in der Tat auch noch schneller, aber die Regeln an sich sollten schon für sich selbst sprechen. Und nicht nur das, sondern auch die ganze Bibel letztendlich auch noch der das Gerät ab.
Das ist eine absolut positive Kombination. So, also im Allgemeinen Liebherr der T4000, eine Stützleistung mit schnellen Zykluszeiten, hohe Geschwindigkeit im Gelände bzw. im Anstieg und dann erst das genutzt lassen, das alles zu niedrigen Kosten pro Tonne. Ich hoffe mal, dass jetzt auch noch Wasser drin ist, ansonsten würde ich hinten noch ein bisschen aufpassen. Ich will noch etwas Gegenwasser von gestern drin sein. Zwischendurch noch mal etwas, da kommt noch ein bisschen Wasser raus. Das ist dann aber ein richtiger Wasserfall. Und eine kleine Information zu dem Controller Assist-System. Das ist ein effektiver erster Schritt auf dem Weg zur emissionsfreien der Zukunft. Und diese verbinden ermöglicht eine höhere Produktivität der Fahrzeugflotte und eine erhebliche Reduzierung der CO2-Emissionen und des Kraftstoffverbrauchs von bis zu 65%, je nach Mobilerie. Und auch noch also weitere Informationen wie Liebherr übrigens halbautonome Funktionen, die mit diesen deutlich verbessern, wie zum Beispiel automatische Lenksysteme, die Regeln in den Autos erheblich sind. Und durch die Integration von Automatisierungslösungen und Liebherr kann die Performance des Fahrers auf ein völlig neues Niveau gehoben werden. Basierend auf der nächsten Generation der Bordintelligenz sind diese Vollautomatisierungssysteme weniger abhängig von der Baustellen, Infrastruktur und zentralisierten Überwachungssystemen.
Vorher hat es diesen 20, aber der hat 10,13,.
Καλώς είσαι, πώς λαμβάνεσαι.
Wir machen ja nur noch was kaputt.
Ah, here. And here is the bucket. Okay, where is the material? The stones, huh? Okay.
fand ich halt bei Liebherr ein bisschen schick, weil wir einfach einen großen.
Κουνιέται και η θέση αναλόγως,
Und für Warenhaft, klar, jetzt sagst du, du musst mit dem Abholtag
Δεν τους σκέφτεσαι
wenn du
αυτό.
müsstest du anstecken, aber da gibt es auch schon irgendjemand hat da was und Brennstoffzelle sind sie halt auch noch nicht ganz Brennstoffzelle oder LNG ist ein sauberes Verfahren, aber das sind diese Speicherprobleme und die Herstellung von LNG nutzt es verstärkt mehr. Es gibt auch schon was viele Regelungen und Verfahren, das funktioniert gut. Aber wenn du jetzt ein Baugerät hast, dann steht man halt
Απολύεσαι.
Δεν καταλαβαίνεις εσύ.
You're fired.
Οι πέτρες. Θα να πάρω ακόμα μια φωτογραφία. Μια δευτέρα λίγο σίγουρα.
Elektro, was man mit der Lea, was soll ich da noch für ein Wert gibt es dann einen gleichwertigen Ersatz oder müssen wir ein ganz neues Gerät kaufen?
Άφησε και τις πέτρες.
Ja. Nee, das ist schon coole Sache auf jeden Fall, aber ich stehe da auch noch nicht drin. Ich bin ganz gespannt, was jetzt so hier ist. Weil das ist natürlich so die Trägerlagen, Unterschiede, klar sind die effizient, aber trotzdem natürlich viel Qualität.
Έχει και τσάπα εκεί μετά, πάμε στη τσάπα. Πάρε με ένα κομματικό.
Der Volvo hat sich schwenkt.
Kann ich kurz hinten schauen?
Nico.
Good morning. It's day 2 of Bauma here in Germany. This time we are very excited. Together with us is Michel, the product manager of Liebherr. I'm very glad that you welcomed us to your place. I think it's one of the best places here in Bauma this year. This machinery makes Terminator look like a Playmobil, right? It's a brand new model.
Yeah.
We are very excited. We want to learn everything about this. I think, is it available in the market?
Yeah, so this is the market presentation, and the market launch, the official market launch will be in 2024, because this machine will replace the 9250, which was a previous model, started in 2006, and this is now the new model which will replace the 9250. And for us, we have just to have an overlapping phase, because we already have some parts on in the factory for the 9250s, the latest machines. So the number must be 3 or 4 machines left, and after we are changing to this model, and this is in 2024.
Okay, some technical specs about this one.
Okay. So
What are we going to see in the new model of your company?
This new model is a new Generation 8 machine. So the first one was a 9600 presented at Expo last year, and this is now the second model in Generation 8, and that's the 9300. So it's a 250-ton machine. We have 16.5 cubic meter for the backhoe configuration and 16 cubic meter for the face shovel configuration. The engine inside is a Cummins engine, QSK38, with 1007 kilowatts.
Perfect. What about the horsepower?
The conversion horsepower,
yes.
I don't know to be exactly, it's 1007 kilowatts, so the conversion, I can give you the number after.
Okay, it's very important, the consumption and the footprint, the carbon oxide footprint of this machinery. Can you provide us some information about this?
The Generation 8 for us was the milestone where we are introducing new technologies, especially to reduce the fuel consumption of the engine. So we have now 2 installation of features. It's the Liebherr power efficiency feature. So we have the engine control and the hydraulic control. This is the engine control is where we are managing the diesel a little bit different, the diesel engine a little bit different. And the hydraulic control is also how we are managing the hydraulic architecture. And overall, we can reduce the fuel consumption of about 15% compared to the previous model.
That's a great number. Does the operator have the opportunity to change the bucket in order to work in a different landscapes, in a different terrains?
So for mining excavator, it's not so much the case that you have some quick couplings in the front. Mostly when we have the project discussing with the customers, we are looking what is the conditions, what is the abrasiveness of the material, and after we are defining with him together the bucket, and this is the bucket will be fitted on the machine, and it's coming directly from the factory or from our affiliate. So you do not have the same thing as on the earth moving where they are changing the tool or the bucket.
Understand. I can't wait to go upstairs.
Okay.
Can we be upstairs?
No, for sure. After you.
This time we are going to be upstairs. And Michel, let me to go first. Okay. So this time is for you.
After you.
Thank you. That's a VIP. That's a VIP. We're in the cabin right now. Michel wants to give something to me. Oh, that's a big gift. Okay. Where have I to put it?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you tell.
Clockwise, right? Okay.
Now all the electronic stuff is starting.
Okay. There is a camera.
So on the top you have the top view system or bird eye or area angle. You have different names for this one.
Okay.
The red circle is the swing radius of the machine, and the yellow one is the radius of the attachment when it's completely extended.
As I see, the seat is very comfortable for the operator and adjustable.
It's fully suspension.
Yes.
Air compressed, okay, because the engine is not running.
It's an atomic seat, as I understand. Okay. what about the technology that an operator will meet here?
So what we have now introduced with the Generation 8 is, for example, this screen here. So this is the main screen which will give you all the information of the machine. But you have in the same time lots of new features coming. For example, you have some performance monitoring. You can see how many trucks the guy has loaded, what are the cycle time of the machine,
yes.
what is, for example, here, the fuel consumption during the shift, what is the load factor of the engines, how many tons I have moved in the last couple of hours or in my shift.
Sorry for the interruption. Can that machine recognize the weight of the bucket?
Exactly. We have a truck loading assistant inside. You can see here. So here, this system, when the truck is coming near to the excavator, the truck will be recognized. You have different selections. You can, for example, select here. So we can say, okay, I select now the T236. So it's a 100-ton payload. And when you start to dig, the machine will measure the weight inside of the bucket, so the payload. And when you're going over the dump body and you're putting this over the dump body, the system will tell you, okay, now you have to do 3 more passes, 4 more passes. It's giving you also the tendency if you're underloading the truck or overloading the truck. So it's a great information. Now it's not connected because you do not have a truck in front of us.
Understand.
But after, you can really see that the operator can really see what he has to do. So you see here, for example, here the bench height. Here you will have the bucket load. Here you will see how many tons you have already put in the dump body. That's the tendency, that's the number of passes, and this is also dynamic. So for example, if you have a very small bucket, at the end the system can tell you normally you should make 4, but because you had 1 or 2 buckets not completely full, you have to put 5.
So all the information about the machinery is provided here, right?
Yeah.
And this screen are the cameras, front, sideways, and backwards.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have 2 different systems here because all the machines are CE certified, and the CE certification does not allow that you're merging both together. You have to have the top view and the separate screen with the separate angle view or the separate cameras. That's why we have 2 different screens.
Okay, guys, I don't know how to operate this. The only thing I know is that it looks like an expensive room of an expensive hotel. So let me here alone, and I don't want anything else. Thank you very much, Michel. Thank you very much.
No problem.
2. Hervorragend. Einen wunderschönen guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen auf der Bauma, herzlich willkommen hier.
Dieser R 9300 wird von einem Verbrennungsmotor angetrieben. Aber er hat auch mehrere Liebherr. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag an dieser Stelle. Happy Birthday, lieber Gerhard. Die Typ-Version ein Fassungsvermögen von 16,5 Kubikmeter und ist mit dem Liebherr Zahnsystem. Dein Vater auch im Kompakten. Also bitte nicht ausprobieren, bitte nicht auf Montag ausprobieren. Das sind professionelle Fahrer, ich habe es erwähnt, hier jetzt gerade Thomas und Stady in diesen beiden S510. Die machen das natürlich schon seit vielen, vielen Jahren, ganz klar. Und zeigen uns jetzt hier so ein bisschen Objektlisten. Der S510 sozusagen das Einstiegsmodell dieser sehr beliebten 500er-Reihe. Kleine Informationen noch ganz schnell von mir dazu. Radial Hubarme haben Sie gesehen, perfekte Reichweite, perfekte Sicht, die Sie für Anwendungen wie das Ausschlüssen über Mauerneffekt zum Beispiel oder Verfüll- und Verladearbeiten benötigen. Wir haben einen Stufe 5 konformen Motor hier verbaut bei den beiden.
gibt eine Hochleistungs-Zusatzhydraulik, eine Klimaanlage als weitere Ausstattungsoption. Also man sitzt auch hier sehr bequem. Und schon geht es weiter mit dem L85 und der hat eine Neuheit hier vorne auf seiner Gabel. Ja, die Gäste, klar, ich gebe Ihnen immer nur ganz kurz ein paar Appetizer. Weitaus mehr Informationen gibt es natürlich, wenn Sie Lust haben, danach hier bei unseren Expertinnen und Experten. Zu diesem E19E sage ich gleich was, vielleicht schnell 2, 3 Sätze noch zu diesem L85 hier, eine 5-Tonnen-Maschine mit einem noch leistungsstärkeren 68 PS Motor. Beeindruckende Kipplast, schauen wir uns jetzt, glaube ich, gleich an, wenn der Kollege Dennis hier genau den E19E kurz hochhebt. Kipplast liegt bei 3151 Kilogramm, Passwortschutz, LED-Leuchten, das sind so weitere Leistungsmerkmale als Teil schon der Standardausstattung, die eben hier einen herausragenden Komfort und ganz klar präzises, exzellentes, produktives Arbeiten auf der Baustelle ermöglichen. There also might be some international visitors, international guests here at our Bobcat construction site. It's so good to see you here. Welcome. Please get in touch with our international team after this demo if you have any questions regarding our compact portfolio. Ja, wir machen mal mit den elektrischen weiter hier, mit Thomas und Stady im E10 hier auf der von mir aus gesehen linken Seite. Und klar, Sie sehen es ja hier an der Markierung E19E, die beiden elektrischen. Dieser E19E, das ist der elektrische Bruder sozusagen des E19. Gleiche Profile wie der dieselbetriebene, gleiche Außenmaße, vergleichbare Leistung wie eben dieser dieselbetriebene Minibagger, der E19, von dem ja weltweit bereits über 10.000 Einheiten verkauft worden sind. Und dieser E19E, klar, ich habe es erwähnt, gleiche Stabilität, gleiche Hubkapazität und die gleichen Ausbrechkräfte wie sein konventionelles Gegenstück. Ein letzter Hinweis noch auf diesen S76, sind wir ein bisschen stolz drauf, weil er hier gerade noch seine Runden zieht. Der war Finalist in diesem Jahr in der Kategorie Maschinenbau bei den Bauma Innovation Awards. Ist er also mit ins Finale gekommen. So, jetzt will ich schnell 2, 3 Sachen noch zu den Anbaugeräten sagen. Dafür ist Bobcat ja auch bekannt. Über 150, 152 Anbaugeräte, Familien gibt es, also noch weitere Varianten natürlich. Und ich sage schnell 2, 3 Sätze hier zu Bobcat und Power Bobcat. Zum einen ist das Ganze komplett hydraulisch, der Fahrer muss nicht aussteigen, ganz automatisch kann er hier das Anbaugerät wechseln. Und ja, Thomas hat jetzt sozusagen den schwarzen Peter gezogen, er macht es manuell, aber Sie werden das sehen, es geht innerhalb von Sekunden. Die Kollegen hier mit Power Bobcat und Thomas steigt jetzt ganz schnell aus und dann musst du diese 2 Hebel umlegen und schon ist sein Anbaugerät auch dran und das geht auch wirklich in Sekunden schnell. Bei allen Anbaugeräten, ganz egal, ob die jetzt für Lader, für Bagger, für Teleskoplader sind, bis hin zur Raupe, können Sie natürlich stets auf die geprüfte, auf die gebohnte Qualität der Bobcat-Anbaugeräte verlassen. Was gibt es da zum Beispiel alles an Anbaugeräten? Den Demolierrechen haben wir schon erwähnt. Es gibt natürlich noch Greifer, Kraftrechen, Lasthaken, Grabenlöffel, Teleskopstangen, Tieflöffel. Wir haben Reinigungsbürsten, wir haben Arbeitsbühnen und so weiter, Walzen und vieles, vieles mehr. Wir haben viel mitgebracht hier auf die Bauma. Wer Lust hat, schauen Sie sich einfach nochmal um. Und ich denke mal, wir werden auch für Ihren Job, und wenn er noch so speziell ist, das richtige Anbaugerät finden. So, Dennis macht mit dem Nivellierrechen noch ein bisschen Ordnung hier. Vielen Dank dafür. Und auf dieser Seite hier fährt ihr schon sehr entspannt rein. Unser John Wayne aus dem Hause Bobcat, das ist Thomas hier, sehr, sehr entspannt, muss man sagen. Und das kann er auch. Er kann so entspannt sein, weil diese Maschine macht aus jedem noch so, ich sag mal, entspannten einen Profi. Wir haben nämlich eine ganze Menge Technik hier verbaut in diesem E35Z. Operated by Wire heißt das Ganze. Und wir haben diese 3,5 Tonnen Maschine mit einem elektrohydraulischen Steuersystem ausgestattet anstelle des hydraulischen Joysticks. Das bedeutet, dass Sie an jedes Niveau von, ich sag mal, Bedienerfähigkeit der Fahrer, die Fahrerin angepasst werden kann. Sehen wir gleich ein paar Beispiele dafür. Dank dieser integrierten Sensoren kann das Modell eine ganze Reihe von halbautomatischen Aufgaben ausführen, die es eben dem Benutzer möglich machen, sich einfach ein bisschen zu entspannen. Dann kann er sehr präzise planieren, er kann nivellieren, er kann graben, Bauarbeiten ausführen und vieles, vieles mehr. Immer wiederholte Arbeiten, vorwärts, rückwärts fahren, das kann er hier alles in dieser Maschine schon programmieren. Eben durch diese elektronisch-hydraulische Steuerungsfunktion. Ja, was wir auch gleich sehen, das nennt sich E-Fencing. Thomas wird jetzt gleich hier der Maschine einen Radius, einen Arbeitsradius weisen. Der wird jetzt gleich so ein bisschen was einprogrammieren, hier oben in seine Schalltafel. Und ich hatte es erwähnt, macht aus jedem Bediener so ein Semi-Profi. Jetzt kann die Maschine, also ganz egal, was er mit den Joysticks macht, und Sie werden das sehen, er legt den System weit nach links und rechts. Die Maschine arbeitet nicht mehr über die Grafik hinaus. Also er hat jetzt genau diesen E-Fencing, nennt sich also E-Fencing, einen elektrischen Zaun gezogen in die Maschine. Und dann kommt die Maschine jetzt nicht mehr raus. Ideal, klar, wenn Sie an Hauswänden arbeiten, wenn Sie unter Brücken arbeiten, unter Kabeln arbeiten, kann man der Maschine also hier hervorragend den Arbeitsradius vorgeben. Backenschädeln gehört natürlich auch dazu, genau. Shake it, baby, shake it. Vielen Dank nochmal hier für die Demo und dieses intelligenten E35Z ausgestattet, wie gesagt, mit diesem elektrohydraulischen Steuerungskonzept. Ja, jetzt arbeiten alle drei nochmal zusammen. Der T7X, der kompakte TL2560, der kompakteste Telefonlader unserer Familie, und eben hier der intelligente E35Z. Okay, Gäste, das sieht immer so leicht aus, wenn die kompakten hier.
Okay, Peter, this time I'm very excited. This vehicle comes from future, happens to present, right?
That's true.
Okay, I want to know everything about this, about the consumption, about the battery charge, the time of charging, about the kilometers that it runs. Tell me everything about this vehicle.
You wrapped it already quite well together, I'd say.
Yes.
This is really the future of truck driving.
Exactly.
It's a zero emission vehicle. It's fully battery electric driven.
Totally.
Fully electric driven. It has roughly a battery capacity of 600 kilowatt hours of the latest lithium-ion battery technology. So it's an 800 volt system and has a very good longevity, and drivers will love it because it's very agile to drive. It has more than 600 horsepower torque from the beginning, so it's very agile and the ride is very comfortably.
Okay.
So drivers will love it, and of course most importantly with battery electric trucks is the range. The range of that truck in a 40-ton application is roughly 500 kilometers.
Okay. I'm living in Germany.
Yes.
How much time do I need to recharge this?
Well, it's depending, let's say, how you recharge it.
Okay.
If you want to recharge it in the fastest possible way, then this vehicle is capable of taking a megawatt charging.
Oh.
And that means you come up from 20% of battery capacity to 80% of battery capacity under 30 minutes.
Oh, that's a great time. That's a great time.
So you can basically charge such a vehicle on a charging point that is fitted with megawatt
Yes.
charging in your break.
Considering the size of the vehicle, considering the battery that it used, the time is very short.
It's really quick. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Zero emissions, right?
Right.
Zero emissions.
Yeah.
And tell us about the kilometers that it can run, and what's different about the operator. What differences is going to the operator find on this vehicle?
It's definitely a big change for the operator. Yeah, we are coming from a fossil history with using diesel engines, and now we are transforming into the future, into a zero emission future. And that means a lot of changes. The technology has completely changed, and that means that also the properties of the product have completely changed. So your disposition has to make different plans with such a vehicle. The driver, as I said, will love the ride of the vehicle, but also needs to take into consideration, let's say, when to charge the vehicle. When do I need to make my stop in order, and where can I make my stop to recharge the battery, for example.
Great.
So there's a, let's say, tremendous change coming, and it's definitely a challenge. But in the challenge, there's also an opportunity.
Okay. When is it going to be available on the market, in the Europe market, in the European market, or worldwide?
We are planning to make this vehicle available by the end of 2024.
Okay.
So basically 2 years time from
Too close.
now. Too close.
I will come in the next Bauma with this vehicle.
In the next Bauma, you will
With
see
this
this
vehicle.
truck already on the streets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and roads.
This was very interesting. Thank you very much once again.
You're welcome, Nick.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Mega Machines channel. So we heard too much things about this dump truck, but I want to learn straight from the general sales manager of Liebherr, Derek. Thank you, Derek, for hosting us to our place, your place.
My pleasure.
We would like to speak about this dump truck. I want to know everything about this. It's a brand new model, so it's your time to describe us what are we going to see today.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So this here behind me is the Liebherr 274 mining truck. It has 4 unique features that I'd like to cover with you today. First and foremost, it's really big. It carries 305 metric tons or 336 short tons payload capacity. The unique thing with our trucks is they are diesel electric. So they run with a diesel engine motor that produces about 3,600 horsepower, which is a Liebherr engine. And then the drive system is an electric drive system, which basically moves these large motors in the back and moves the truck back and forth. And the first feature of that is the size and payload of the truck and the fact that it is fully equipped with the Liebherr drive system, being Liebherr engine, and Liebherr electric drive system in the back, which is AC drive. The second unique feature is that this truck here can run on something we call trolley. So moving forward with 2030 plans to lower as much greenhouse gas emissions as possible, with this trolley feature and the fact that it is an electric drive truck, we can use that overhead line to basically power the electric drive system and the electric motors in the rear, which bypasses the diesel engine and allows the truck to run uphill faster, but also greener. So that when that happens, the actual diesel engine will actually go down to idle. And in certain circumstances, we've seen customers lower their diesel consumption and their greenhouse gas emissions by up to 80%, which is a huge factor. And we have that today, and that's a technology available from Liebherr. The second thing I'd like to speak about is moving forward, this truck is also autonomous, which means that it can run without an operator in the cab. It can basically function, maneuver in a mine site independently without an operator being inside the cab. For those areas that have difficult access to people and operators to move the machines have the technology to drive themselves. Also, my last point I'd like to share with you is in between having an operator in the cab and fully autonomous where we completely remove the operator, we have these features called semi-autonomous features. And the first feature is almost like auto parking in some automotive vehicles today where if you want to parallel park, you can press a button and the car will automatically park. We have the same features for this truck. It utilizes the trolley system and basically backing into a dumping area where the operator can basically take their hands off the wheel and the truck will maneuver itself into place. Same thing with the trolley. It'll automatically find the position it needs to be in. It'll connect to the overhead lines and it'll drive the truck up that hill. So those are 4 things that this Liebherr product, large Liebherr truck, brings to the market today.
So that was a great description. Everyone knows Liebherr. Liebherr is a worldwide lifting company. As I hear you, I understand that making operators' life easiest, make operators' work easiest. Could we have the opportunity to go upstairs?
Yes, but for sure. Okay. We can show you some more features.
That's great. That's great. Thank you very much. That's great.
Hohe Geschwindigkeit im Gelände bzw. im Anstieg und dann erst das genutzt hast und das alles zu niedrigen Kosten.
So Mega Machine Channel is the first one that will be upstairs. Derek, how many stairs are we going to step?
So it's about 20 stairs to climb to the top of our house, so we can go inside the
cabin.
Quite
high.
Yeah,
it's quite high. Okay.
So follow me.
Yes.
So now we're up on our second story of our house here. So this is where the operator will drive the equipment. Up here we have some different boxes and different things. A cabin looks familiar. We usually have those on trucks, excavators, and dozers. All of these big boxes you can see here are helping the trolley system basically bring power from the overhead lines down into the control cabinet. So it's a Liebherr drive system, the Liebherr Electronic Plus, which is AC drive. That'll basically bring the power to the electric motors in the rear to turn the tires. And then over to my left, we have a big box here, which basically creates heat in the exhaust heat in the form off the truck when it's doing braking. So a lot of electrical components up here. Then we have our mirrors like you have on a car. They're just slightly bigger. And then if you're following me over to the cab, we can take a look inside. It should be open.
Come this way, come this way.
There's no power.
Oh my God.
So, just like your car. So we have 2 seats. We have a steering wheel.
We can live here, right?
Yes, easy. We can drive, we can have lunch here. We can basically go to the mall if we want to. Steering wheel, you have your shift selector like you do in your car, forward, reverse, neutral. And then you basically have 2 pedals, one for going forward, your brake and reverse. Then you have a braking pedal, and then you just have an emergency braking pedal just in case. But other than that, it's just like your car, speedometer, tachometer, a couple lights to let you know things aren't going well, keys. And then in the instance when we have autonomy, there's nobody in here.
Okay.
And then the steering wheel does its own thing by itself.
Okay. Tell us about the smart functions that someone can meet here.
So the trucks, for safety reasons, obviously it's the size of the house. It'll be equipped with cameras off on the front of the truck and then off the rear of the truck. So on this big display that's here, when the operator gets in the cabin, before they move or do anything, they can see if it's safe to proceed around the truck. Also, with the radars and lidars that are equipped on the truck, it'll give the truck a 360-degree view around it, almost like a safety bubble. So it can basically send warnings to the operator in case they can't see something off to the side. If there's a service truck or a person, it'll give them a visual and audible alarm in the cab. Also, for safety of the operator, these trucks are run 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Exactly.
They'll have a fatigue system in them, which basically can monitor the operator's eye movements and head movements and give them audible alarms and visual alarms, and then also send that information back to a dispatch area that'll let somebody else know that, hey, maybe it's time for you to take a break. I can see that
As a
you're
warning.
fatigued, and
That's
so we're
great.
trying to keep the operator safe by knowing where they are, but then keeping them safe in regards to their health and their safety of being comfortable and being okay in the cab to operate the equipment.
That's perfect. We spoke about the specifications. Drive without driver.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. So basically the cab will not change because at certain points we will want an operator to bring the truck into a maintenance shop to be repaired or take it to some other area where the autonomous may not be. In the autonomy world, you won't really see anything different on the truck other than the radars, cameras, and stereo vision cameras that are on the truck. It'll basically look like a normal truck. There just won't be any operator in the cabin. And the truck will basically receive signals from the cloud, from a virtual mine site, and it'll know how many pieces of equipment are in that mine site. It'll know where it is in the mine site, and it'll be able to interact and go from point A to point B, which is, in this world, just amazing that a house or multiple houses can drive around without people in them.
Exactly. So guys, I decided to buy it because I decided to live here. Don't buy it if you don't decide to live here. Derek,
Perfect.
thank you very
Yeah,
much.
no, appreciate it.
You are really a pro.
Yeah, thank you for your
The
interest in
machinery
Liebherr.
is wonderful. The machinery is incredible. Thank you very much for your guide.
My pleasure.
Bye. Mega Machine Channel.
da sind ja eigentlich ja hier die ganzen Maschinen, die bleiben in Deutschland, die sind auch in Deutschland.
Ja, die kommen drauf, locker und hin und her und hier noch die Formation und probieren mal, also nicht einfach nur
Ja, absolut. Nur heute war das also ewig was
Damit er sich seine Reifen nicht auf die Felge.
Ja, aber ich sagte, wenn du mit dem Kollegen zurückkehrst, dann fragst du, dass das ein Lego-Schwein ist. Und die andere wollen auch direkt ein bisschen an ihm zu
Komm, wir gucken mal die Leistung an von dem. Wo ist das Schild? Das kann man.
Braunkohle am Bau.
Ist verkauft oder wird verkauft?
Einerseits der 988K XE, also auch wieder diese auch gesteuert.
Mega Machine Channel.
Hast du vielleicht genau die fünfte nicht gewählt? There you see guided tours. Just straight guided tours.
Yes, yes.
There you can put it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Nee, das hebst du auch so nicht hoch, wenn du willst.
Wir wissen, was sie brauchen. Wir wissen, was sie stört. Zerbrenne und Caterpillar. Da kreieren wir Einsatz in die richtige Maschine. Wir bringen den entscheidenden Früchte. You want the best? You'll get the best. Tauchen wir gemeinsam ein in die digitale Baustelle von heute. Behalten Sie den Zustand Ihrer Maschinen immer im Blick.
100% differential lock. Really excellent penetration power and high brake performance for this wonderful PL 380. PL means nothing else than Dozing loader. Show. Little Rise shortly.